Everyone that doesn't like you standing up for yourself can go to hell, because that's where they're going anyway. People that don't want you to stand up for yourself are probably trying to take advantage of you. If someone has a problem with you speaking up to them over how you feel, like just voicing your opinion, if they make a big deal out of you doing that, this person doesn't want you to stand up for yourself, and they are trying to take advantage of you, whether you're a good person, whether it's something that they're trying to get from you, whether it's your time, whether it's money, whether it's energy, whether it's resources. You'll have people that will try to you'll have people that won't want you to stand up for yourself. They'll try to manipulate you into thinking that you're being too hard, or you're being a bad person, or you're selfish, or something wrong with you, or you have no soul or no heart. You can't let people take advantage of you, because that's what they want to do. People have agendas, and they will fight tooth and nail to try to get you to think that what they're doing is what you should do. They're like a lot of people just want what they want, and that's it. But if it's something that you can do for them, they'll do their best to try to run game on you and convince you that, hey, you should do this, or hey, we should do this. If it's not something that you want to do, you got to stand up for yourself. All right. If people are trying to waste your time, you got to stand up for yourself. It may be family. It may be people in your family that you're related to that know you're trying to do something. They know this is your window of opportunity, and they may try to make you feel bad about wanting to go off and do what they know you need to do. You have to stand up for yourself. It may be a manager asking you to stay later when you have something you need to do, and they know that you have something you need to do. They know that you're about to go work on yourself. If you're the type of coworker that stays to themselves and you don't tell people your business, your coworkers are following you home from work. Your coworkers are spying on you in the parking lot when you get off and you think you're just going to the store to go buy something. They're following you. They're in the parking lot. They're watching you go to the store. They're possibly watching to see what you even come out and buy. They're probably trying to see how much money you have. It's certain coworkers that ask managers to cut your hours, even though you all get the same amount of hours. They have money. I need more money. I need their hours. And they still not managing their money right, no matter how many hours they get. Money management at jobs what I've noticed is money management breeds the most jealousy. A lot of people at jobs, they work. They may even have cars and homes, but their money management still sucks. It might be a whole man and his wife is running everything because he sucks at money management. And he feel like he don't even feel like a real man in his own household, but gonna come to work and try to act like he is one, and try to treat other people like they ain't. Bro, this man. A lot of people end up barking up the wrong tree, or a lot of people end up messing with the wrong person. For real. Situations like these, don't let people get over on you. Let these people just go to hell, in sense of just let them fade off into oblivion. All right, let them go to hell, in sense of forget about them. Whatever. If you they go to hell in the sense of you move on, you disconnect from them, and you never talk to them again. If somebody's that mad because you're not doing something that they want, if somebody is that mad that you're not doing something they feel you should, forget them. That's their own personal problem. That's their issue. And when people have an issue with you, as I always say, you gotta let them have it. When people have an issue with you, you got to let them have it. And that's that. But don't feel pressure to not stand up for yourself. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel you need to give in. Don't feel you're being a bad person. Don't feel that people are stronger than you. Don't feel that people are more powerful than you. Somebody may have more power than you. Somebody may be intimidating. Stand up anyway. Speak up anyway. Say what you need to say anyway. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself or say what you need to say. People aren't going to like you all the time. And sometimes you will lose friends. Sometimes you will lose family. Sometimes you may even lose a job. I'm not telling anybody to go get fired, but what I'm saying is don't let people do you dirty. Don't let people disrespect you. Don't let people do you wrong. If somebody will fire you because you ask them politely to not speak to you that way in front of other people, and that, you know what, I didn't like the way you spoke to me in front of our group earlier today. I didn't like that. All I did was kindly ask you to, or tell you rather, to, hey, I'm not, please don't speak to me like that. That's not the way you speak to people. Don't, yeah, like sometimes, you know, it calls for you to say certain things in front of other people, because when people openly disrespect you, that means they're opening Pandora's box for everybody to openly disrespect you, especially if it's a person of authority. If they're willingly, outrightly saying something like, hey, well, you know, well, your numbers were this, and like they got a joke, they got something negative to say, they got something for people to laugh at, they really want you to feel bad after they get done saying what they said. It's different if somebody's like, hey, you need to correct this, well, I'm bringing this to the attention, so that way it could be a learning experience for everybody, and so that others don't make the same mistake. This is detrimental to our company, we cannot afford this. That's different. You may just be on the hot seat right then and there, and you may just have to deal with that depending on how your job description, or depending on how the meetings go, or how things are ran where you work. But if it's a person and you can tell and you can feel that this person just wants to openly, blatantly disrespect you because that's the status quo they're trying to set for you and everybody else at that job, like this person is trying to belittle you, this person is trying to kill your morale for this job, then you don't have to take that. Don't, like I said, don't get yourself fired, but stand up for yourself. You could even wait until, hey, you could even wait and like, hey, I need to speak to you after this meeting. You could even, you know, I need to speak to you after this meeting. You know, but certain people, they don't care, and certain people, they need to be made aware. You know, maybe this is how they talk to people. Maybe they're used to people letting them talk to them like that. Maybe they're unaware of what they said and how it affected you. But guess what? You got the right to make them aware. Yes, you do. All right. But, you know, maybe you might want to consult your, don't be consucking nobody. All right. Maybe you might want to consult your employee handbook. All right. You might want to consult your employee handbook on things to see how, you know, how can I handle this situation? How can I go about this situation? Let me consult the employee handbook. Let me check the employee handbook. It's good to read your employee handbooks. A lot of jobs will tell you not to read the employee handbook because when they try you, you won't know what to do. That's the most backwards stuff. That's like telling a slave to not sign your freedom papers in 1867 or something. Like, hey, you about to be free. Hey, don't worry about signing that. Just stay here at work for me. But yeah, anybody that doesn't want you to stand up for yourself, they can go to hell. You'll never have to see them again. They don't ever have to like you again, talk to you again, smell you again, see you again. It's just that sometimes people have what's called a fear of abandonment. Sometimes people have fear of abandonment. They fear being left alone. They fear having people not want to talk to them. They fear being the person at the job that doesn't have anybody to associate with. You don't need any friends at your job. You're not there to make friends. You're there to work. You're there to get paid. That's it. And sometimes, you know, if a situation doesn't work out with a family member, oh well. Sometimes if a situation doesn't work out with a loved one, oh well, man. You love them and they have a problem with you. It's not you that has a problem with them. Some of the people that you love near and dear have a problem with you because they can't control you and they can't make you do what they want you to do, which is not become successful or not live the life that you want, because it's going to make them look like What have you been doing? Wow, so and so is this. Some people don't want to be outdone by other people, man. They want to be the biggest person or the biggest name or whatever it is, or I don't know, who knows what they have going on. But you got to stand up for yourself. If your family is getting in the way of your dreams, let them know. Stand up for yourself. Hey, y'all know this is when I'm trying to work on my goal. Why you keep scheduling stuff when I'm trying to work on my goal? Why can't you help me be a part of this family and schedule things around the time when I have free time? You trying to schedule things when you know when I'm going to be busy, so that way I have to choose. You see, when people try to make you choose between what you love to do, what you want to do, and what they're trying to force on you, that's a toxic situation. That's a toxic person, whether it be family member, co-worker, staff member, relationship partner, girlfriend, whatever it is to you. There are girls that are getting into your life too, fellas. Oh, you don't love me. Oh, you instead of working in the studio and going out and going to your concerts, you need to spend time with me, because if not, you don't like me. Man, if your girl doesn't want you to have a life to where you can go off and create the reality you want for yourself, you probably gonna have to let her go, because she's probably cheating on you anyway when you go off and live your dreams. Les Brown was holding a speaking engagement, and he got a call from his woman to, he called his woman to be like, "Hey baby, we on," and she had another man in the background talking about some hurry up and tell him. And that was before he even gave the speech. He had to give the speech after he just got abruptly broken off with by his shorty over the phone with another man in the background. Part-time lover. With my part-time lover. You got a part-time purpose. They got a part-time lover. People that don't have dreams and goals and aspirations, when you off doing your dream, they off doing God knows what. You can't trust people far further than you can see them anyway, and that's just off GP. That's the people you can trust. Still, even the people you can trust, you can't trust them when you can't see them, because you can't see them. You don't know what they're doing. When they with you, that's a different story, But when you're apart, hey, don't nobody know. I'm just keeping it real. Don't nobody know. It'd be all the trust in the world, and still don't nobody know. I trust you, I this, I that, and they still be on and popping. Letting they putting on some new hair and throwing on a new freakum dress, going out somewhere with the girls. Focus on your purpose, focus on your dream, and get what you want out of life. Make your purpose your priority. Make your goals your priority above relationships, above girlfriends, above family, above jobs. And it's very important to love your family, but your family's not showing you too much love if they're trying to get in the way of what you're trying to do. I know he's trying to work out and lose weight. I'm gonna buy fatty foods and stock the crib with foods that will make it so he'll never lose weight. I know he's trying to become something. I'm gonna schedule family fun time so he'll never be able to read or work on himself or get better than us. I'm going to make you feel bad about wanting to educate yourself instead of sitting around and watching the TV with us. How dare you want to be smart? And it's like, what I realized was, like, I really need some time to myself when I realized that I was getting condemned for where I was at in life, but I was also getting sabotaged and stopped, and people were trying to get in the way when I was trying to change the idea that they had about me and the narrative that they're trying to set. You're nothing. You're nobody. You ain't never going to be this. You ain't never. So why are you trying to get in the way of me trying to become something? And then when they see you try to become something, they talk about you and put you down about it. So if you're dealing with family like that, then you need a break from your family. You can still love them. It ain't got to be no bad blood between you and them. You can still check on them every now and then. But you gonna need, if you want to become what you want to become, you gonna need a break from them family members, from that girlfriend. You might need a permanent break from her, and you might have to switch some things up as far as your life goes, as far as other things are concerned. But you know what you want to do. You know what's best for you. But anybody who doesn't want you to stand up for yourself, let them go to hell. All right, let them go off into the sunset and go live their life and be satisfied over there, because you have some things you want to do and some things you want to be, and you're not going to stop it because of a family member. You're not going to stop becoming successful because that's what your family want. You're not going to not become successful because they think you being selfish and putting too much time into yourself and not spending no time with them. Sometimes that's required. Like if people in your family went to college, went away a million states over, had their own experience, and then they trying to stop you and cripple you and keep you from having yours, that's terrible, man. You need to get away from them. Oh no, don't go off, don't travel, don't stay right here where we can monitor your spirit and watch you and ridicule you for what you want to become, and low key hint at you and make jokes on why you'll never be able to do it, programming you for failure. Low key. So you probably need a break. You probably need some time away from where you're at. You probably need some time away from the people you're around. You probably need some time to yourself to be able to think clearly. I remember the first time I got away, that was the first time I was ever able to think clearly in my life. Conscious mind was filled with what everybody else is saying. Do this, do that. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. You ain't never going to be able to do this. You ain't never going to have that. You ain't never. You got to get away from that. Like that creates anxiety. That creates stress. That creates a amount of pressure to where a person may need to use some substances because they feel they can't think. They feel they can't breathe. They feel they can't operate normal or function normal. They need a little something extra. It's better than taking themselves out the game and committing suicide. People wonder why people will get on drugs and do certain things and not even care about the backstory or certain pressures or certain things that they had to deal with. And no, it's not an excuse. You can't blame people for the things that you did wrong and for the bad choices that you made in your life. But studies show that those things, like people who are faced with that type of adversity and pressure, are probably like 9 times out of 10 more likely to experiment and use certain drugs in the first place. All right, so let's not act like that's not a thing, because it is. So that's why you may need a break. Don't kill yourself trying to save certain relationships between you and family, you and girlfriend, you and friends, you and whatever. Loyalty to some people you clicked up with, whatever it is. Don't let the clique take you down, the gang take you down. Don't let family take you down, friends take you down. Don't take your lover, your boo, your bae. Don't let nobody take you down. All right, don't let nobody steal your dream. Nobody. Don't let nobody steal your dream. It's yours. It's yours. You got to fight for what you want. You might even have to fight some of your family members. Come here. Bang! You might have to fight some of your family members to live your dream. All right, some people are praying for you. Oh, I hope they make it. And some people are praying for you, the ones all up in your face. You ain't making it around me. Not on my watch. You're not crazy when you see people do petty things to try to... Did they really? I'm trying to... I just bought a whole bag of carrots and vegetables for smoothies. They really just bought cookies, ice cream, cake, and all this other junk food? Stuff that they know I used to eat, or I'm trying not to eat because I want to get healthy? You know I purposely don't like this, and you gonna order that when you know I don't eat that and there ain't nothing else to eat? You gonna mistakenly put this in my food when you know I don't eat that? Because that's what I believe in. Like, once people ridicule you on certain things, and it's like ridicule, 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 they're not gonna stop. They having a party ridiculing you. They having a party putting you down when you're supposed to trying to have a family event, and you coming over here looking for love from your family, and they coming over here looking for blood. How can we kill his dream some more this year? And it's like they want to put a time limit on your success. You haven't became successful yet. You haven't done anything yet. You don't have anything yet. When I was your age, I had this. There are people your age, Druuill, with houses. There are people your age, Druuill, with homes. There are people just constantly, just like, after a while hearing stuff like that, it'll make you want to give up. That's not how you motivate somebody, by pointing out what everybody else has and what they don't have. That's not the way to do it. That's making that person feel like they ain't never going to get it. And you just rubbing it on in. But that's how some people handle situations, and that's why certain people you have to get away from, because if they're not being conducive to your success, they're not being a positive part of your success, that they're not allowing you to go through the process to become successful, to figure out what you want to do in life. Some people have their life figured out as soon as they come out the fetus. Boop, baby man. If that's you, hey, congratulations. You've had it figured out since you was 2. Congratulations. Born in 1952, had it figured out since you was 2, went to war at age 3, graduated college at age 5, started your life when you turned 13. Congratulations. But these, man, you can't cripple someone and then expect them to do the same thing that you do or get ahead in life at the same time as everybody else when you purposely tried to hold them back. People will purposely try to hold you back and then look at you as the sole reason of why you're not where you need to be. You need a break from those people. You see people doing things to get in your way. You see people doing things to discourage you. You see people doing things to hold you back. You have to cut them off. They're becoming a hindrance to your success. They're getting in the way of you thinking and feeling positively about yourself. And those are the main 2 things that you need. The way you think about you and the way you feel about you, that is the main reason why people are depressed, because of how they feel about themselves and how they think about themselves. And if you have people around you motivating you to feel negatively and to think negatively about yourself, you got to get the hell away from them people, because they're bringing you down slowly but surely. And before you know it, you're not even going to know who the hell you are. This is why people who are brought up in narcissistic relationships and things like that, narcissistic situationships and narcissistic homes, they end up dealing with what's called enmeshment. You end up having a guilt complex, and you end up feeling fake because you have what's called fraud syndrome. You can't keep it real with people. You can't voice your opinion. You can't you can't let people know that they're damaging you or hurting you. You just have to pretty much deal with it and take it. And that forms what's called a trauma bond. That's what causes people to have fear of abandonment. That's what causes people to be codependent. If you're in a narcissistic relationship and you know people are doing you wrong, but you feel like you can't cut them off, or you feel guilty when you're going to have some time to yourself, that's called being codependent. You've been stripped of who you are as a person. You no longer have an identity. You've enmeshed with whoever raised you or whoever you were around that you had this trauma bond with, and now you don't know who you are. You're not yourself. You're pretty much them, their negative thoughts, and you probably don't even have an idea of what you like. You probably like everything they like, except for certain things that you just can't deal with because it reminds you of them too much. So it's like, I'm not dealing with that at all until I'm ready. So it is what it is. There are certain people that are not conducive to you and your dreams and what you want to do with your life, and you love them, you wish them the best, but it's just impossible. It's impossible for you to become anything in an environment like that or around people like that. It's impossible. You're not going to be able to think straight. You're not going to be able to concentrate. You're going to be stressed. You're going to be suffering narcissistic fatigue. You're probably taking naps all day, every day. Probably can't even get up out of bed. And these are the same people that'll call you lazy. These are the same people that say, oh, so-and-so don't want to work. And these are the same wolves in sheep's clothing that can maintain these jobs and that can thrive in these types of environments and these types of situations, because they're just like the people. So it's like they're the same flock. Birds of a feather flock together. They're of the same flock. They're of the same tribe. They're the same vibe. And whoever's not in that, to them, is food, until you learn how to defend yourself and become aware of what's going on and how to deal with these people. So I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Smash the like button. I hope this video helps. Hope this video gives somebody out there some courage to stand up for themselves and to not take what is wrong or unfair treatment from anybody, even if it's somebody that brought you into this world and they tell you that they love you. You have a life just like they had a life. They probably went out, lived an awesome life, went and followed their dreams and did everything they wanted to do. So don't let them hold you back, stop you, or prevent you from doing the same thing. It's not right. All right, don't live your life like that. Peace.